Hello and welcome to the definitive brief on modernizing Warrior restaurants. My name is Hampton Oliver. I'm with Dietary Equipment Company. And you know, the Army people strategy focuses on people as a centerpiece of the Army. And they have some serious goals that come along with that. They want to reform the quality of life of the people of the Army, build cohesive teams, and develop and retain talent, to name a few. And I can tell you, when you modernize your Warrior restaurant, it directly addresses all of these goals. Let me take just a minute to thank you very much for making this important investment in your time. Thank you for being willing to learn more about and arm yourself so you can do your own modernization on your own Warrior restaurant. So some of the questions that we want to tackle will include: What are all the things? What is the process to make this happen? Why? All the whys. What the headcount, the improvement, all those goals. Why are we doing this? How? How will we create a facility that will rival and compete with modern competition on the base, so that it will rival and beat Panera or Starbucks? When? What is the timeline? How long does this take? Where? What is the best location? And what things do we want to put in this facility? All the locations that will make it work best for us. So, what about me? Well, I've been in this business for 35 years. Dietary Equipment has been for a long time. And we are not a typical dealer. We do sell food service equipment, but we are focused on the military markets, have been there for decades. We've had a GSA contract for decades. The DLA has recognized us with Outstanding Readiness Support Award nationally. So we're very committed to this segment. But moreover, I wanted to share to you my enthusiasm. What really makes me want to do this and be involved in this is we recently went out to Fort Huachuca and replaced their dining facility, modernized it with a renovation, and got their headcount increased and participation decreased by 25 to 30%. That's a very big jump. And when we are able to do that, we're able to improve people's lives. So next up, we're going to start creating the vision of modernizing your Warrior restaurant. Okay, so in creating our new vision for the Warrior restaurant, where we are right now. So the legacy military food service layout, we can see the traditional half wall with a long tray slide, stainless steel equipment, a large coffee type urn in the foreground. This is all a linear design with the block wall painted, a plain white ceiling with drop-in lights. This is an institutional kind of look, and it's designed primarily to keep the boots moving. Get your tray and move down the slide. We want in turn now to cast our vision to modernizing to fast casual experience, where like in the center we have a chef suite in the middle where we're cooking, and there's engagement seating right there on that island, and on the right there's booth seating, and on the left there's a coffee pit seating. And you have many different elements here with soffit and track lighting and pendants. Again, to create a modern cafe with superior lighting, pendants on the right, track lightings on the left, stained floor. We have seating there, bar height, with a raceway for people to enjoy and charge their phones and grab pizza and go. So the goals of a modernization plan: we want to increase our headcount and participation. We want to provide a modern cafe experience and really create a living facility. And we want to beat the commercial competition. So all the elements that we need to put into this design: fast casual, which is ease of use. Very easy to move around on this specimen right here. We have a serving line behind the translucent glass, light coming through, a variety of furniture, and an overall good feel. Collaboration flexibility. You can see in the far back there, those are collaboration bookable boxes. They'll be the most popular places in the dining facility. This is not a Japanese steakhouse, but it is a staff engagement and a customer interaction feeding. You will be able to sit there in engagement seating and be able to participate with the cooks as they prepare. Our lighting is very important. You know, this is a Starbucks sample. It has natural light on the left, and then we have some spot lighting on menus, but pretty much it's dark in other places. Strategic use of lighting is very important. Our modernization element. On the far left, you can see the Army values there. For the decor, we have the digital sign showing menu hung up, and on the right, fresh pickup for meals already prepared to go. What are my layout strategies? I want to create inviting spaces. Now that we talked about the elements, I want to focus on our layout. So inviting spaces are important. Ease of use and movement, inspired concept and showcasing, and a global approach to cuisine. And quick navigation. People move in, they know exactly what they want, and they move towards it because it's easy to see. Customer engagement at all levels. So the space is laid out, it's very inviting. People can move around very easily here and amongst the different serving stations. And you can see this above. I'm going to get my highlighter on here. This is the layout for Building 110, Hunter Army Airfield. And at night, a subway grating closes here, and we close these barn doors so that all this pizza deli area and the grab and go and this private dining is open extended hours. That adds capability. Linear design equals longer lines. Yes, that is the number one reason why people don't come to your Warner restaurant, because long lines. And so let's look at a picture where people disperse well. All these people are in here dispersed well amongst the stations. Every station has a good offering, and there's a lot of good interest there. Our made-to-order salad bar. This is another important thing to add. Why not get a romaine wrapped salad with protein and veggies put on a Panini Grill there on the left? And displays. This is how you extend your menu, your messaging, and all those big Army goals like Go for Green, Health to Fitness. You can reinforce it all through these digital systems. Equipment, it must be reliable. It cannot break down. And we're building this to be reliable. So underpinning the reliability is also the versatility. In this one right here, this drop-in unit, it features hot, cold, and frozen wells. And each well is programmable. They can be wet or dry. It has a 2-year warranty and has individual controls. This adds to great breadth to your menu. The pizza oven. It's very important. This is a modern standard that people want and will draw people in. You can see Whole Foods and Mod Pizza use it so well. There is our chef suite right in the center. It's the centerpiece for training. It's the centerpiece for engagement. It's the centerpiece for all the diners getting more equity in what they eat and therefore perceived value. Here is a sample. You can see in red the chef suite in the center with engagement seating and the seating in the foreground. Here is glass doors and enclosures. On the right back there, behind the blue tile, that's the prep room. It's not way back in the back. It's a walk-in cooler with glass walls on it so everybody can see all the work that's being done. And another on the right here is the bakery. It's active. People are working right there and you can see them. It's another facet brought forward for visible. You know, you can inspect it, you can see it, and most of all, you can smell that fresh baked bread and goods. Art interior design. We must have accent shelving. Soffit and bulkhead design is important. Accent and task lighting. Sample board integration. Let's take them one by one. So why is design important? Why is interior design so important? It makes a lasting first impression. When you walk in, whoa, this is a special place. It conveys a commitment to diners. You've made it special, therefore they are special. The increased collaboration, morale, and usage, it all feeds it. They're special, they're in there collaborating, they feel like they're being taken care of. And elevates everybody's game. Everybody on the staff and the diners. The staff is engaging with the customers, all the people in the facilities that are eating there. They're learning more, they're engaging more and collaborating more. Well, let's look at an interior design example, existing interior design example. We have a facility with nice arched windows and some soffits, so it's good bones, but the furniture is nice, but it's all the same. The floor looks more like maybe a high school type floor. Colors are all the same, and if you look closely, those are really just posters on the wall. So what do we want instead? We want to give them some accents here. Some accent shelving with sophistication, eye-level enticement, and stimulates interest. You know, the French bread, the olive oil. Soffit design. It's an architectural accent. It really breaks up that boring ceiling. It defines the space where people are sitting, and it punctuates all those monochrome ceilings. Another kind of soffit is a floating cloud soffit. Particularly when you have a very large space, this is a great way to set it off as special. Designated lighting. Our lighting is very important, so we have ambiance lighting. There's a fireplace right there. Task lighting. We have strips and light there. Accent lighting. We have a hung pendant right there. So every interior design needs to be integrated. All the colors, the paints, the countertops, those gorgeous architectural wall tiles, the laminates and fabrics on the furniture, and include the fixtures. When you design your facility, interior design and the decor package should be included up front. We have the furniture, we have the flooring. All right, we have some traditional cafeteria seating here, cluster seating on the left, kind of mobile conference type seating on the right, and then kind of cramped up, all brown top, all brown seat, all brown trim, all brown floor seating on the right. Those different varieties, those are things of the past. Let's have some variety and do it with different elevations. On the left, we have a bar. In the far back, we have a bar but seat height. And then on the right, we have booths and bench seating along with regular seating and some solid top seating and some laminate and wood tops there. And of course, natural wood conveys the warmth, particularly along with this lighting and the plants in here, conveys great warmth, and that this is a special space. So this is a coffee pit on the left and performance seating. We've looked at this one time. It offers engagement. It increases satisfaction, and it's giving them the modern cafe experience. They don't have to go to Panera now. They don't need to go to Chipotle. They've got this. This is where we want them. Contrasting seating. All wood, wood tops, solid surface tops. We have the ornamental architectural framed booths with the pleather covering. So after we go through all the elements it takes to go into a design and layout, you know, the vendor concept rendering, I want to emphasize how important that is. It incorporates the goals and missions of what you're trying to accomplish. And it's to design the modern facility. And that vendor should be able to meet with the Army Corps of Engineering and DPW and secure that for you. And the final product is a solution to local and national challenges. We want to nationally retain talent and develop it, but locally we want to increase headcount. The vendor acquisition support. When you select a partner to come alongside you, they should be able to contribute in joint presentation to the deciders, work with the end user to adjust their proposal to budget realities, writing specifications to match concept to MIC or DLA, and be able to work closely with the general contractor, have real construction experience also. The project management is very important. This vendor should be able to provide CAD rough-ins and cut sheets, assist the DBW in core and RFIs and modifications, perform on-site verifications, and stage and deliver equipment as the schedule dictates, and participate online and on-site in weekly meetings. Qualitative vendor characteristics you're going to need. They need to be responsive and committed to a multi-year process where you have budgeting and then acquisition and then construction and demo and then install and 2 and 3 years out sometimes. But it could be done in 18 months depending on the process. Capacity and willingness to work with multiple parties and communicate well. There's a lot of people involved. They must be very good at communicating and be responsive. And be motivated. You know, Ralph Waldo Emerson said, nothing great was ever accomplished without enthusiasm. So you need a motivated, highly motivated, just like the people that are in Defect, to get this done. All right, renovation and construction costs. Let's quantify this. Let's get our 4283 to DPW to get it started. And you're going to have to put a number on that. So for the construction end of it, on a 1,500 square foot area, about $2.2 million to get started on the construction side. And you must have someone in charge sign off that to get DPW's attention. All right. Let's take a sample DFAC with a 500 person capacity. Could be bigger or smaller. And then we want to be able to furnish a quote so you're able to make your ask. In current conditions right now, server equipment and lines will be about $1.3 million. The back of the house and the kitchen, $350,000. Furniture and decor, another $400,000. So together, all the equipment and construction is about $4 million to modernize an existing and to renovate a Warrior restaurant. Now let's look at this in aggregate. All costs for the Army to renovate your dining facilities. So there's 96 dining facilities in the Army. In the year 2023, we renovate 8, for example, at $4 million each. That's $32 million. Coming down to the bottom, over the years, $509 million to renovate all the facilities. Now compare it to over these columns over here, which is building new. It's a 5-year delay due to congressional approval. It costs more than twice as much, over $10 million. And after the same amount of time, 12 years, it's $1.5 billion in costs, or $1 billion more. So let's sum up the costs. A new construction involves a 5-year delay getting started due to the cumbersome congressional approvals. It costs $1 billion more in total aggregate than renovating your existing Warrior restaurants. The cumbersome congressional approval process could easily be more than 5 years. 5 years is an average. And your site selection, often you're putting your new DFACs further out in the campus away from the population center. That's not convenient. Okay, graphically, what does all those costs mean? Well, in year 1, we have that first cost for those 8 dining facilities for the Army. We're waiting for year 5 to build new ones. By year 12, we're done with the renovations for the whole facilities for the whole Army. We're waiting till year 17 there. And by the way, this is building new facilities. That is more than double the final year of renovating existing. You can't afford not to renovate. It's the fastest and most cost-saving way to do it. Next up, the conclusion. Thank you for embracing this brief on modernizing Warrior restaurants. I really appreciate the investment in time you took to arm yourself more and educate yourself more on how to tackle this issue that's a multi-year process and involves a considerable amount of money but an acquired expertise. And there's a lot of takeaways from this video, but I want you to one thing to remember really is that The Army People Strategy. When you modernize your Warrior restaurant, you are succeeding in answering all the strategies for the people in the Army. Whether you're retaining quality and developing quality people, whether you're increasing the quality of life, or whether you're creating more cohesive teams, modernizing your Warrior restaurant will do all those things. And I may be biased, but at Dietary Equipment, we've worked very hard on this and have many of these underway right now. If you want to book some time with me and discuss more, this would not be a sales call, but just if you want to discuss things further for your specific Warrior restaurant, I'm happy to book that time. Just find some time on my calendar below at www.calendly.com/HamptonOliver/one-on-one. And we'll talk about all the things that concern you, or answer more questions, and proceed from there. My name is Hampton Oliver. I'm with Dietary Equipment, and we renovate and modernize Warrior restaurants.